All right, guys, let's get started right now. This is Steve Williams. We've got a motto from Wincom, Vlad Srbic from WirelessGuys. Vlad's going to do the technical presentation. We also have Lisa Mia from WirelessGuys. She's the one that's running the show on April 21st that you see up in front of us right now. Radwin, with their 5,000 HPMP introduction, is having a training seminar on the 21st in Burbank. We're going to fit it into a half a day from 12 to 6. It'll be a fast-paced orientation, less marketing, more hands-on. The reason that we're doing this is on all initial POs, one PO only, on these introductory kits, Radwin has agreed with distribution and with the integration channel to offer to every customer base station and subscriber units at 50% off. The justification for that 50% off is that the people that come to the training seminar aren't going to need a lot of hand-holding. They're going to be able to grab this stuff, put it up on the tower, and start working it immediately and get the benefit of it. The challenge, of course, what we want to do is to be able to get those first wave of Radwin HPMPs out there moving. So I'd like to definitely invite everybody to the 21st at Burbank. The amount of discount that you're getting on that first order by far and away exceeds the $250 plane flight and a half a day in and out of the Burbank airport. Made it real close, just right across the street. Okay, why don't we move into the initial slide, and with this, Vlad, are you...
Yep, I'm ready.
Up and ready to go.
All right, so again, I want to thank everyone for attending and putting some time aside to take a look at this presentation. The key product that we're introducing here today is a unique high-capacity point-to-multipoint solution that enhances the Radwin's current wireless portfolio. And as we all know, we're really used to Radwin being an industry leader in point-to-point broadband radios. With this product, they're actually stepping into the multipoint arena, and we feel very, very confident about this product. All the specs are very good, the features and the capabilities of the system also. What is unique about this product is that Radwin 5000 HPMP, the high-performance point-to-multipoint system, as they call it, will deliver 200 megabits of net aggregate throughput per sector, and we'll be able to connect up to 16 subscriber units and guarantee SLA per subscriber with very low latency. HPMP 5000 is more of a higher-end backhaul distribution system, enterprise backhaul system, and is primarily targeting those vertical markets. However, with enough imagination, I'm sure a lot of you that are maybe even wireless ISPs can use this for feeding your towers off of a main site or a mesh network, injecting some additional bandwidth into your mesh clouds and clusters and whatnot. The 5000 series is perfect for service providers. They're offering last-mile enterprise connectivity, high-end private networks, MDUs, for example, apartment buildings, anywhere where you would need guaranteed SLA to a single subscriber module up on the roof. And then you would use another technology to distribute that signal or that bandwidth within the premises or within multiple dwelling units. This product is also a multiband product. It covers in the U.S. 4.9 to 5.x, so all of 5.x and 4.9. Main characteristics of this product are very low latency. We're talking about 4 to 10 milliseconds, and guaranteed SLA per subscriber unit. And the way that Radwin is doing this is very interesting. Most of you are, I would say, used to typical TDD technologies, be that Wi-Fi or any proprietary technology that vendors are using, or even WiMAX. And with these technologies, what you would see is some kind of a scheduling mechanism that decides which client gets how much of the time slot, and based upon some criteria like the quality of service or the level of service that you're programmed into the base station for the particular client, that's how much bandwidth or time, in this case, the base station allocates for each client. Well, this is a little bit different with this Radwin 5000 HPMP product, where you can connect up to 16 clients per sector, and each client is actually guaranteed a dedicated time slot. Whether or not they're using it, they will get that time slot, which means they really get all the bandwidth that can fit into that time slot. As you can see, it's an Ethernet product, and you can use 3 different flavors of CPE devices. They are offering a 10 and a 20 and a 50 megabit aggregate CPE device, and they do come in a couple of different flavors each, depending on the type of antenna, the form factor, and so on and so forth, which I'm going to cover a little bit later. It's also covering a wide range of frequencies in US 4.9 and 5.x. One very important thing here is that 200 megabit aggregate throughput is among the highest, if not the highest, for this type of product with this type of guaranteed SLA and low latency. And it's very much comparable to different products in the market, but I would say a full class above, where you can see other products in this class, general class, offering 45 megs or along those lines. This product can actually, right now, when it comes out, will give you 100 megs per sector. And with the software upgrade that's coming later this summer, it's actually going to boost that and double the speed to 200 megabit per sector. This is how the base station looks like. A typical base station setup where you have the ODU, very, very recognizable Radwin form factor, similar to the RW2000 C series connectorized. The base station comes only in 1 flavor. It's only connectorized, and it supports 90 and 120 degree sector antennas. I believe also a 60 is available, if I'm not mistaken. I saw that somewhere in the documentation. One very important thing is that the antennas are actually MIMO, but I'd like to explain because there's, I would say, probably 3 or 4 different types of MIMO antennas. And in this case, Radwin is using a dual polarity MIMO system. That's very important so you don't pair up a wrong antenna with the base station, and then on the client side, you might be expecting dual polarity MIMO, and you're only getting single polarity MIMO, which would impair your link budget. The ODU is outdoor and waterproof. A small form factor. It has low power consumption. It's compatible with a PoE device, which is specific to the base station. Very much similar to the one that's used for the RW2000. It has high power for long range, and you'll see the range in the next slides. And currently it supports MIMO. In the next release, as I've been told by Radwin engineers, it will also support diversity. So if anyone has any questions about the base station or the system, the features that I've presented so far, go ahead.
So what I understand is there's a limitation to the 16 subscriber units in any one sector, and the reason it's limited is so that the CPE, so that the provider can tell their customer, give them a service level agreement with a committed information rate. That's something you cannot do in other people's wireless equipment.
Yes, WiMAX systems, you would see base stations that support hundreds of clients. They work on a scheduling mechanism, and the ratio of the clients that get higher service level agreement is very low to the best effort percentage of the clients. So in this case, everyone is on the highest level of service, so the service level agreement for everyone is the same. You can do some additional tweaking inside of the base station and the subscriber modules. However, the guaranteed time slot, which we all know in TDD, in time division duplex systems, dictates the amount of bandwidth delivered to each client, is fixed for each client. And as I said, regardless if they're using it or not, so they get that time slot. That's how they are guaranteeing the bandwidth and low latency.
Thank you.
So as you can see here, there are 3 different types of high-capacity subscriber units. And we'll see that there is an HSU 550, which is a 50 megabit aggregate unit. That unit comes in 2 different flavors with a high gain integrated antenna, not shown on this picture, but it looks exactly the same as the one in the middle, 23 dBi. It also comes as a connectorized only radio. The HSU 520 also comes with a high gain antenna. that can allow up to 20 megabits of aggregate throughput for the subscriber. It also comes in a small form factor antenna. A thing that's really interesting is that the HSU 520 with a small form factor antenna also has external end connectors. And in the software, you can choose if you want to use the 15 dBi small form factor or you want to use an external antenna. And then we come to the HSU 510, which is the 10 megabit per second aggregate subscriber, small form factor antenna with the optional antenna connection through the existing end connectors in the bottom of the unit. The PoEs for all three devices are the same. However, there are two types of PoEs, an indoor and an outdoor type. You can actually mix and match any of these three devices in any flavor on a base station as long as the sum of the bandwidth delivered to all of these devices does not exceed the actual net throughput on the sector. I'll give you some examples later on.